Now it is time for India to wait for our response.
Hi, this is ODA Foxtrot from Defense Outpost. Today we will discuss the current situation of the Indian Air Force. Also, we will discuss Rafale especially because it is the only capable fighter jet in the entire Indian Air Force. So let's start with the squadrons. So Indian Air Force has a total of 42 squadrons, but nearly 35 are operational due to shortage of pilots and aircraft. In fact, according to their geography and area, they need at least 52 squadrons. This is one of the worst times for the Indian Air Force because at the time India is nearly facing a two-front conflict with China and Pakistan. One is technologically and number-wise far superior and the other is highly professional. So, to pursue this shortage of aircrafts, India has launched many fighter jet development programs such as the LCA Tejas program, twin-engine deck-based fighter jet program. But according to India's own defense panels that even if all the 36 Rafale and these indigenous fighters are taken into service, the shortage of aircraft will remain because of the retiring MiG-21, Jaguar, and MiG-29K that make 60% of the Indian Air Force. At least they have to wait for almost a decade because many of these indigenous fighters are under development. That is a very depressing time for Indian Air Force. Now let's talk about something less depressing, which is India's transport aircraft fleet. Some of you will be laughing at this, but having a bigger transport fleet can widely affect the war because the greater fleet means that you can carry a greater number of troops and supplies in less time. So India has a very impressive transport fleet that has C-130J, IL-78, C-17 Globemaster and also Antonov aircraft as well. But it is only effective within the airspace of the country or having a proper fighter escort. Now let's talk about the Rafale, also known as the so-called Raptor of East. No doubt it is a very capable fighter jet, but it is in the wrong hands and in fact at the wrong time because Rafale is almost neglectable by India's enemies because it came too late. To give a proper punch to the enemies need more experience and number. And India hasn't gained anything yet. An even worse situation is that its neighbors have got their own fighters that are capable and at full-scale production, for example China's J-20 and Pakistan's most famous JF-17 Thunder Block 3. India's preparation isn't capable of war but small standoffs. Attack helicopters, which in my opinion is the most important aircraft after fighter jets because it directly supports the troops on the ground by using its firepower. So India here is again far behind. It has a total of only 49 helicopters. In fact, Pakistan has a larger fleet of attack helicopters than India, close to 70 helicopters. Let me clear one thing here, that India isn't capable of a full-scale war. Same like situation is happening with Indian Army and Indian Navy because India has developed missiles and even anti-ballistic missiles, but they failed to procure a new rifle for their infantry soldiers. Indian government is leasing military equipment from different countries like drones from Israel, submarines from Russia, or rather than taking a permanent solution for these problems. When we look at the defense budget of India, it is almost $60 billion, 3 times more than Pakistan's $13 billion. So where does this all goes? That's enough for today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Sign out for now. Pakistan Zindabad.